If Christians had historically converted to Islam en masse, the trajectory of world history, culture, and geopolitics would have been radically altered. Below is a detailed analysis of the potential outcomes across various domains. 1. Religious dynamics decline of Christianity. Christianity would likely have been overshadowed, with Islam becoming the dominant global religion. Unified Abrahamic tradition. The conversion might have created a more unified Abrahamic tradition, reducing interreligious tensions. Shared theological principles between Christianity and Islam could have facilitated a smoother integration. New religious divisions. Despite the unification, sectarian divisions within Islam, Sunni, Shia, and others, could have intensified, particularly as the influx of new Muslim populations might introduce diverse interpretations. Second European transformation collapse of the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church, a cornerstone of medieval European life, would have lost its authority. Islamic institutions and scholars would likely replace it as central figures in governance, education, and law. Sharia law in Europe. European governance structures might have adopted Islamic principles, such as Sharia law, with modifications suited to local contexts. Feudal systems could have been replaced or merged with Islamic legal and economic structures. Architecture and art. Gothic cathedrals and Christian iconography might have been replaced with mosques and Islamic geometric art. Cultural expressions, such as music and literature, would have reflected Islamic values. Third, impact on the Islamic world cultural exchange. The inclusion of formerly Christian populations would have enriched Islamic civilization, incorporating Greco-Roman intellectual traditions earlier and more comprehensively. This could have further fueled the Islamic Golden Age. Geopolitical unity. A Muslim Europe could have fostered a more unified Islamic world, reducing conflicts between the Islamic Middle East, North Africa, and Europe. Shift in power centers. Europe, with its vast resources and strategic location, might have become a major hub of Islamic power, potentially rivaling the traditional centers like Baghdad, Damascus, or Cairo. Fourth Crusades and religious wars. No crusades. The Crusades, which were launched to reclaim Christian holy sites, would not have occurred. Instead, there might have been efforts to consolidate the Islamic Empire. Internal conflicts. With Christianity diminished, new conflicts might emerge within the Islamic world due to ethnic, tribal, or political rivalries. 5. Global exploration and colonialism. Islamic-driven colonialism, the age of exploration, traditionally spearheaded by Christian nations like Spain and Portugal, might have been driven by Islamic motives. The Americas, Africa, and Asia could have experienced Islamic influence earlier. Spread of Islam. As European powers colonized the globe, Islam would have spread further, replacing Christianity as the primary global religious force. Sixth, scientific and cultural advancements. Earlier scientific revolution, with a unified Islamic Europe and Middle East, the exchange of knowledge might have accelerated technological and scientific advancements. Philosophy and theology. Islamic philosophy and theology would have been dominant in shaping the intellectual landscape of the world. Figures like Al-Farabi and Ibn Sina might have had an even greater influence. 7. Modern political landscape. East and West relations. The dichotomy between the Christian West and the Muslim East would not exist. This might have reduced cultural and political tensions, but created other fault lines based on ethnicity or ideology. Economic systems. Islamic economic principles, such as bans on interest, riba, and emphasis on wealth redistribution, might have shaped modern capitalism differently. Colonialism and imperialism. European colonization of Muslim-majority areas would not have occurred, potentially altering the fates of regions like the Middle East and North Africa. 8. Social structures. Role of women. Islamic norms regarding gender roles would have influenced European societies, potentially altering the progress of women's rights and freedoms compared to historical developments in the Christian world. Language and culture. Arabic might have become a lingua franca in Europe, alongside or instead of Latin. Local European languages would have incorporated significant Arabic and Islamic cultural influences. 9th, Intercontinental alliances unified Muslim world. A Muslim Europe, Middle East, and North Africa could have formed a vast empire, potentially rivaling or surpassing the Mongol and Roman empires in scope. Relations with Asia. The Islamic world might have engaged in closer alliances with other civilizations, such as China and India, influencing trade routes and cultural exchanges. Hypothetical challenges. Resistance to conversion. Such a massive religious transformation would not have been smooth. Resistance from certain factions could have led to prolonged conflict and division. Integration of diverse cultures. Harmonizing the diverse traditions of Europe, the Middle East, and North Africa under a single Islamic identity might have been a complex and turbulent process. Conclusion. If Christians had converted to Islam, the world would likely have become more culturally unified in some respects, but might also have faced new divisions and challenges. The resulting civilizations could have been vastly different, influencing every aspect of human history, from politics and economics to science and religion. While such a scenario offers intriguing possibilities, the intricate interplay of culture, religion, and power means that alternative histories always remain speculative.